This is the power plant project for week 2 of distance learning. Last week, we just went over energy and how it is transferred. And this week, you are going to be looking at 7 different types of power plants and answering some questions about them, such as the positive and negative impacts that they have, and are they sustainable, how much do they cost, etc. So here are some different types of power plants. First off is algae. This one is very current, very new, that scientists are looking into, and how algae can generate energy. We also have the burning of fossil fuels. We have geothermal. So geo means earth and thermal means heat. So gathering heat from our earth. Hydroelectric. Hydro means water and electric means electricity. So we're gathering energy from the movement of water. We have nuclear power plants where they are breaking apart atoms and capturing the energy released from the bonds of the atoms. Solar power plants gather energy from the sun. And the last type is wind power plants. So gathering energy captured by the wind. So when you're doing this research project, you will be filling in a table answering the different questions I mentioned before. And it's really important as you are doing your research that you get the information from credible sources. So here is a list of different sources that are very credible, including official government websites have the .gov ending. University websites have the .edu. Websites that represent specific organizations, .org. And then academic journals or reputable news agencies. And notice that less credible sites include web forums, business websites, blogs, and especially Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a great place to start. Even my college professors would always have me have a start on a Wikipedia page. And when you scroll down to the very bottom, there are links to other more credible sites. So you can start there, but don't use that as your actual source when you are citing your work. So some things to consider is the type of source. You can see here most credible, possibly credible, and then least credible. Look at the author. So is the author an expert in the field? Are they a scientist? Possibly credible. They're maybe knowledgeable in the field. And then least credible is when there's no author given. Or even sometimes, if you're getting it from a news site, make sure that the news reporter is going back and citing information from a more credible expert in the field and not just giving their opinions. Also look at the date published. Was it recent, within the last 5 years or so? Or if it's past that, then it's possibly less and less credible because technology and science is always changing, always updating. You can also look at the audience review, just in case, or citations. Do they reference like other credible sources? And then objectivity just means, are there opinions thrown in there? Like news, a lot of times they like to put in their own opinions besides just the facts. So look at, is it balanced? Is it just stating the facts? Is it sponsored by a business? Is GE trying to put out a puff piece about nuclear energy? Or is it just altogether completely biased, making it the least credible? So the project timeline, I set it up so it goes step by step. Research is due on Wednesday, April 15th by midnight. That is filling in the data table. The second assignment, the CER, is basically compiling your data and picking out which power plant is the best. And that is due by Thursday, April 16th by midnight. And make sure that you include some of your research from Wednesday into that CER, providing evidence why that power plant is best. And third, the PowerPoint presentation, which is a presentation about every single type of power plant that you researched, is due Friday, April 17th by midnight. And I threw in here that you also have a Flipgrid video log, log 2, due Friday by midnight as well. So some things to remember for this assignment. Make sure this is going to make your life much easier, but make sure to record which source you got it from while you're doing your research. So as you're filling in that data table, make sure to cut and paste the website into that data table as well, so you can go back to it. When you're making your PowerPoint, you need to make sure to cite where you got your information from and include that cite on the actual slide that you're presenting that information on. Don't put all of the citations in at the very end. Really, really important here is do not plagiarize. Take all this information, all this stuff that you've researched, and put it into your own words. And if you're still struggling to rewrite it, you can use direct quotes, but make sure that your whole entire PowerPoint isn't just a bunch of quotes. I want you to be able to explain this information about each PowerPoint in your own words. It's just like writing an essay for English. You can't just cut and paste from a website onto your essay. Same with the PowerPoint. And finally, I just wanted to point out that the rubrics for how I will grade the CER and the PowerPoint are directly on the documents that I attach to the assignments posted in Microsoft Teams. So if you're not sure what the PowerPoint should look like, how many slides it needs, pictures, etc., all of that is in the rubric that's on the assignment there. Thank you and have a great week.